Finally, our agenda has the final item, and the final item in the agenda of this meeting is lunch. And lunch is exciting, it is important, but it is also mandatory. For those of you who may be tempted to skip lunch and rush to the airport, let me tell you, the airport will only be open after lunch. It is now my great honor and pleasure.
Plenipotentiaries, Burundi, Comoros, Ethiopia, Kenya, and Zimbabwe, also in attendance with the Prime Minister of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, and the Vice President of Uganda, and the Secretary General of COMESA. The meeting was also attended by His Excellency, the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency, Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area. A number of partners and organizations were also in attendance, including the African Union Commission, the AFCFTA, the African Development Bank, European Union, and well, as listed. On the opening of the summit, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and incoming Chair of the COMESA Authority, welcomed the heads of state and government to Kenya. His Excellency Mr. Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi and outgoing Chair of the Authority, called the summit to order and presented the keynote address. His Excellency Mr. Ndayishimiye presented and announced the new Bureau of the COMESA Authority. Elected by acclamation was His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, as incoming Chair of COMESA Authority. His Excellency Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, was elected Vice Chair, and His Excellency Mr. Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, was elected Rapporteur for the COMESA Authority. His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, recognized and expressed gratitude to His Excellency Mr. Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, for the service of Burundi as Chairman of COMESA Authority since October 2024. His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto thanked the authority for the honor bestowed upon the Republic of Kenya as Chairman of the authority and pledged to provide full support to advancing COMESA's integration programs. Following heads of states and of government made speeches, President of Republic of Comoros, President of Republic of Zimbabwe, Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Prime Minister of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, Mr. Ali Yusuf, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, the Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area. In addition, the following heads and representatives of regional economic communities and other international organizations made statements. AUC, Africa Continental Free Trade Area. After the formal opening, the authority considered and adopted the 28th meeting of the COMESA Ministers of Foreign Affairs, considered and adopted the report of the priority issues of the 45th meeting of the COMESA Council of Ministers, considered and adopted the report of the Secretary General on the state of immigration in COMESA, took note of the discussion papers on tripartite free trade area, free movement of business persons, and mutual recognition agreements, MRAs, and considered and adopted the resolutions of the 18th COMESA Business Forum. They also launched the 24th COMESA Annual Report on free trade and digitalization, noted the efforts being undertaken by the Secretariat to engage the 5 member states that are not yet participated in the FTA, and urged them to expeditiously fully join the FTA, urged member states to enhance the beneficiation from the COMESA FTA and to further advance and deepen commercial regional integration mandate, appreciated the efforts of the Secretariat towards digitalization of various trade facilitation instruments, and urged member states to adopt and implement these instruments to increase efficiency and reduce costs of trade. Noted the progress in the implementation of the simplified trade regime in the region, and which bolsters inclusivity of regional trade by supporting small-scale traders and vulnerable groups, including women and youth, people with disability, to generate income and improve their livelihood. Urged all COMESA member states to implement the regime. On the COMESA EAC SADC tripartite arrangement, urged member states that have not yet ratified the FTA to do so as soon as possible. Urged member states to spare no effort to operationalize TFTA as a stepping stone towards full implementation of the FCFTA agreement and realization of the single Africa Economic Community stage of integration. Urged COMESA member states that have not yet signed and ratified the TFTA to do so as soon as possible to enable the three RECs to embark into an integrated development planning and resource mobilization. Encouraged COMESA member states to accelerate domestication and implementation of instruments that have already been adopted by the Tripartite Council of Ministers, include harmonization of transport policies, laws, regulations, and systems which govern drivers, loads, vehicles, and road infrastructure. Emphasized the advantage of those close collaboration between TFTA structures and AFCFTA Secretariat to upscale and build on instruments already developed by the tripartite membership partners to continental level. Noted the offer by the Republic of Kenya to host the 4th Summit of Heads of State of Government of the Tripartite during the second quarter of 2026 and urged COMESA member states to participate actively in the summit. On infrastructure development, appreciated the support extended by the European Union towards supporting the aviation sector development, particularly making operational the single Africa air transport market and as an end to the enhancement of governance and enabling environment of the ICT sector. Encourage member states to domesticate regional transport regulations, policies, and guidelines developed by the Africa Civil Aviation Commission. Appreciated the support extended by World Bank towards infrastructure development through Regional Infrastructure Finance Facility Program, access to renewable clean energy through the transformation of Accelerating Sustainable and Clean Energy Access Program, and inclusive digitalization through the Inclusive Digitalization of Eastern and Southern Africa IDEA Program. Appreciated efforts made by the Regional Association of Energy Regulators of Eastern and Southern Africa to establish regional guidelines for renewable energy integration in the East Africa and Southern Africa Indian Ocean region. On agriculture, industry, and private sector development, noted the progress in the implementation of the Regional Pharmaceutical Sector Development Project supported by the African Development Bank, urged member states to commit resources to support implementation of the Comprehensive Africa Agricultural Development Plan, CAADP, Malabo commitments for a sustainable and inclusive agriculture transformation, expressed concern over poor product quality in dollars by 2031. On investment, noted the efforts of COMESA Regional Investment Agency, RIA, in collaboration with Secretariat to support investment promotion, facilitation, and protection in the region as required to increase foreign direct investments and as well as intra-regional investment. On gender and social affairs, appreciated the work of the Secretariat to strengthen gender and social integration through capacity building, support to more than 700,000 women and youth using the 50 million Africa Women Speak digital platform, and efforts to enhance availability of gender statistics. Noted advancement of market access for women and youth-led small-scale medium enterprises through trade fairs, exhibition, and business linkages, reaching over 2,700 participants and more than 100 exhibitors across member states and regional trade fairs. Noted the efforts of the Secretariat to support the development of the healthcare sector in the region to enhance resilience of member states against pandemics and disease. On the movement of persons, expressed concern over the existing restrictions on the movement of persons across the region which hinder growth of intra-regional trade and investment in the COMESA region, urged COMESA member states to further facilitate free movement of persons to enhance cross-border trade and investment and overall regional integration. Urged COMESA member states to eliminate visa restrictions to facilitate trade, investments, tourism, and support value chain development in the COMESA region and in the African continent. Directed the COMESA Business Council, in collaboration with COMESA Secretariat, to implement the decision of the Council of Ministers on development of COMESA Business Visa Scheme. On COMESA institutions, express appreciation to the contribution that COMESA institutions are making to the COMESA region integration agenda, and urge these institutions to continue and further enhance efforts to deepen regional integration. Urge member states to strengthen homegrown financial institutions such as the Trade Development Bank, TDB, Exim Bank, ZEPRI, Africa Trade and Investment Insurance. Called on COMESA and other African financial institutions to invest and support Africa regional integration efforts. Urged member states to continue maintaining COMESA financial institutions' preferred credit status to enhance institutions' abilities to operate efficiently across Africa, increase investor confidence, and de-risk regional trade and investment for COMESA members. Encouraged COMESA financial institutions to promote digital financial solutions and to forge partnerships with development finance institutions, insurers, and fintech to expand access to affordable financing for women, youth, and SMEs along regional value chains. On democracy and governance, congratulated the Republic of Burundi, Republic of Mauritius, Arab Republic of Egypt, and the Republic of Malawi, and the Republic of Seychelles for holding successful election recently. Urged the member states to continue strengthening democratic process structures and institutions. On peace and security, reiterated the centrality of peace, security, and stability, of creating an enabling environment for investment, sustained economic development, and a viable integration for the region. Commended the government of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia for extending national dialogue process, and urged the Ethiopian National Dialogue Commission to continue make all needed efforts towards ensuring an all-inclusive and participatory dialogue process. Commended the representatives of the Libyan parliaments, the High State Council, and the presidential candidates who signed the Peace Reconciliation Chapter that seeks to address political differences and promote national unity, and urged all stakeholders to commit to this implementation. Called on all parties in Libya to avoid actions that can trigger acceleration of violence and result in renewed clashes. Strongly condemned the Al-Shabaab terror attacks targeting civilians and ASOM forces, and strongly condemned the attempted assassination of President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud. Appreciated the troop and police contributions to ASOM, namely Egypt, Ethiopia, Djibouti, Kenya, and Uganda, for the sacrifices they continue to make to restore peace and stability in Somalia, and commended Burundi for its contribution and sacrifice made, and Zambia for its continued contribution to the police component. Strongly condemned the continued attacks on civilians and unprecedented humanitarian crisis in Darfur and other areas in Sudan, and urged for the cessation of hostilities, ensuring safe and unhindered humanitarian access to the population in Sudan, in line with the Jeddah Peace Agreement. Reaffirmed COMESA's commitment to respecting sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity of Sudan, and strongly rejected any external interference in the internal affairs of Sudan. Strongly condemned the killings of civilians and peacemakers at Summit DRC and the UN, and extended condolences to affected families and countries, and called for those responsible to be held accountable for their heinous actions. Emphasized support to the current mediation efforts aimed at finding durable peace in Eastern DRC, emphasized on the need to support member states to focus on strengthening African-led peace initiatives as they provide foundations for locally owned and driven solutions to challenges facing the region, and reinforce Africa's resilience and collective voice in global affairs. Congratulated His Excellency Ramgoolam upon his election as Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, congratulated His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika upon his re-election as President of the Republic of Malawi. On development partners, expressed appreciation to COMESA's development matters for their continued support and urged them to continue further to enhance this support. Support from COMESA member states noted commitments on member states to fulfill their financial and non-financial obligations to COMESA and urged member states that are yet to settle their financial obligation to do so within the prescribed timeframes. On awards, congratulated and conferred awards upon the following character of service: presentation of COMESA Media Awards, presentation of Outstanding Real Leathers, State Different Africa and Designer SME Awards. On construction of the new headquarters, noted the signing of the framework agreement between COMESA Secretariat and China State Construction and Engineering Company. On digital platform, retail payment platform, noted the progress that COMESA Digital Rail Payments Platform has made. On closing the summit, the authority adopted its final communique as read by the Secretary General of the Common Market, done at Nairobi on this 9th day of October 2025 in English, French, and Arabic languages, all texts being equally authentic. I thank you.
Finally, our agenda has the final item, and the final item in the agenda of this meeting is lunch. And lunch is exciting, it is important, but it is also mandatory. For those of you who may be tempted to skip lunch and rush to the airport, let me tell you, the airport will only be open after lunch. It is now my great honor and pleasure